Right then, lads and lasses, how we doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's daily news video, we have Newcastle United transfer news in abundance. Honestly, I'm just going to say it now, make sure to stay tuned through the whole video, because we have got not only interesting news, but actually some pretty big news as well. Starting off, as of course, if you watch yesterday's daily news video, we spoke about that Chelsea made an inquiry to Newcastle United to sign Alexander Isak. It's now been reported today that Newcastle United have made their stance known and would require Chelsea to pay an insane amount of money for the 24-year-old, as they should as well. Chelsea have now dropped out of the transfer, as of course they're spending money on all these players. They cannot afford Alexander Isak because of the price that Newcastle United has quoted. Get in there. We've also got news that Newcastle United have made their second signing of the summer in 19-year-old Miodrag Pivas. If you've heard that name and you're thinking, who the hell is he? Don't worry, you shouldn't know anything about him really, unless you're really into your football. He was playing in the second division of Serbian football last season, and he will join Newcastle United as a free agent. Of course, we'll get on to him, but some news that really might interest you. Newcastle United have contacted Italian giants AC Milan on the possibility of signing Malick. Thiaw, the 22-year-old German centre-back, has been on Newcastle United's shortlist for over 18 months, but of course, developments have been made. And on the other hand to that, AC Milan have asked Newcastle United on the possibility of signing Kieran Trippier. And last but not least, I did tell you I've got a lot of news to get through here. Newcastle United have offered 37-year-old goalkeeper John Ruddy a contract at the club. Of course, he's not going to be starting week in, week out. Don't get too angry over it, lads. He's a third or fourth choice who can add a lot of experience. But yet again, we'll get into every single bit of news, so without further ado, lads and lasses, if you do enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button, and of course, subscribe if you're new, and let me know down below in the comments what's your thoughts on all these bits of transfers, and of course, would you sell Kieran Trippier for the price we're about to talk about? Without further ado, let's get into it. I think it would be pretty smart to start off with the news that we pretty much already knew. Chelsea can't afford Alexander Isak. It's been reported that Chelsea will not sign Alexander Isak, as Newcastle United would demand insane money for the striker. Isak's going nowhere, and talks on a new contract at Newcastle United have progressed, although nothing has yet been signed. Happy days, as we all know, let's not touch upon it too much. Alexander Isak is undoubtedly staying at Newcastle United, and I actually like this from the club. You know, even though we are under financial fair play restrictions, the club are making sure we don't lose our best players, and certainly we're going for them European spots next season. Now on to Newcastle United's second signing of the summer, Miodrag Pivas. Now, this news wasn't actually broken by any sort of credible journalist. It was broken by Newcastle United fans. You heard that correctly. Miodrag was getting a sort of stadium tour outside of St James's Park by I don't know what to call him. He's always with the new signings. He's always at the training ground. The guy who everyone basically says, if you know him in real life, that he looks like Shearer. I think that's a bit shan just because he's bald, but you kind of get the idea. Miodrag was seen and pictured by Newcastle fans getting a tour of the club shop, St James's Park, and pretty much just the generic area of Newcastle upon Tyne, which you should. And I think that's absolutely fantastic for someone who's not even going to join up with the first team, and of course will join up with the youth squad. Now, I've got to say, although he will join Newcastle United as a free agent, and of course his contract at second division Serbian side Jedvinsto has just expired, the bits and bobs I've seen of this 19-year-old Serb actually looks a very good player. Of course, we are just going to get through the news today, and when he actually gets confirmed by Newcastle United, we'll take a look at the player that we've actually got on our hands, because of course I've already done my research. Very versatile, very fast, and very good on the ball as well. But of course, it doesn't matter what 18-year-old Jody Josh is given, sort of, you know, giving you an idea of what this player will look like. Ex-Manchester United and Chelsea midfielder, and of course fellow Serbian Miodrag, Nemanja Matic, said this on what Miodrag's future at Newcastle United could look like. He is a huge talent and has serious potential. If he continues this way, he's on the path to the national team. In my opinion, we haven't seen a player with such predispositions since Nemanja Vidic or Branislav Ivanovic. Now, I must say, that's some monumental praise for a 19-year-old who's never played a minute of football in any top-flight football, but I'm taking that every day of the week, to be compared to Nemanja Vidic and, of course, Branislav Ivanovic, two of the best players in Serbian history. Of course, Nemanja Vidic doesn't need any introduction from his defensive days at Manchester United. Branislav Ivanovic, an unreal defender for Chelsea, Chelsea back in his day as well. And of course, Matic wasn't a bad footballer either, was he? And I think he still plays now. But of course, the 19-year-old Serbian will join Newcastle United in the coming days. Moving on to what may be probably the most exciting news of the whole video. I don't know why I didn't do this one first. I wanted to kind of keep you waiting. It's been reported by Fabrizio Romano in a very credible source over in Spain that Newcastle United have added AC Milan's Malick Thiaw to their shortlist. The 22-year-old centre-back is expected to be heavily linked with Newcastle after July the 1st, as that's when the new financial fair play rules do kick in. Italian giants AC Milan value Thiaw at €30 million. Now I've got to say, Thiaw is a defender that I have watched, unlike Miodrag Pivas. He looks to be a massive bargain for £30 million. And by the way, of course, 22-year-old is very young for a defender. This guy's been around the block for quite a while now. He got some first-team football around a couple of years ago now with FC Schalke in the Bundesliga, or the German division, shall I say. Came to AC Milan, and he's been bossing it in the Serie A. He has had his injury problems, but apart from that, he actually featured against Newcastle United in the Champions League. I believe that one, I can't remember what game it was. It might have been at St James's Park, honestly. I can't remember that off the top of my head. But yes, he's fast, young, strong, and of course, just like Miodrag, he plays on the right-hand side, which is what we need right now. On the left, we've got Lloyd Kelly, Sven Botman, and Jamal Lascelles can, of course, play there. On the right-hand side, we've got Fabian Shaw, Jamal Lascelles, who's injured, of course, and that's basically just about it. Emil Kraft as well. So we do need some real quality there. Malick Thiaw, although young, looks like a fearless defender and looks like one I would love to come at Newcastle United. But on the other hand of that, lads, and that is, of course, Malick Thiaw has been discussed by Newcastle United and the Italian giants. There was also one other player who was discussed by both clubs, who is a current Newcastle United player. Like you would have heard at the start of the video, that man is Kieran Trippier. In the last few hours, along with Thiaw, AC Milan and Newcastle United have also discussed Kieran Trippier, as he could be on his way to Milano. The 33-year-old has been touted at £6 to £8 million if the Italians wanted his services. Now, I must say, look, Kieran Trippier, in my opinion, he's been one of the most influential signings in Newcastle United history. He kind of kick-started the big-name players to come to Newcastle when we first got took over, and of course, he's not just been a kind of great guy behind the scenes to model up Tino, although he's also been a fantastic player, apart from a little rough spell last season. But look, there's no need to put a downer on his career here at Newcastle, as the Kieran Trippier, he's been exceptional, but now he's 33 years old. As we know, in January, we rejected a €15 million bid from Bayern Munich to keep Kieran Trippier at the club. Now, he's 33 years old, £6 to £8 million. If we can kind of scrape the barrel and get £8 million, should we be taking it? And in my opinion, I think we should. We've got a more ready replacement for Kieran Trippier in Tino Livramento there. We all know this guy's quality. He's absolutely superb. So I must say, for a 33-year-old, although absolutely fantastic in every aspect, set pieces, crossing, actually, to be fair, his corners haven't been that great recently. Anthony Gordon should be the man on them, in my opinion. But everything that he's done for the club, I couldn't be more thankful. £6 to £8 million for someone who is 33 years old. I just think we've got to take it at this moment in time. Thank you so much, Kieran Trippier. Undoubtedly, I certainly won't ever forget him for what he's done for Newcastle United in such a short space of time. But of course, that much money for his age right now, I think we've got to take it. You all let me know down below what you think. And of course, to wrap up the video, lads and lasses, it's been reported by the Mirror Football that Newcastle United have offered 37-year-old goalkeeper John Ruddy a contract at Newcastle United. Nothing too much to, sort of get absolutely crazy over. Of course, the experienced goalkeeper will be third or fourth choice in Newcastle. Nick Pope will still be at the club, I would guess so. Mark Gillespie will obviously be at the club, just signed a new contract. If Ruddy comes and we sign someone like James Trafford, that could be very, very beneficial. James Trafford would then have 3 experienced English goalkeepers around him. Of course, Mark Gillespie can let him know what it's like to live in Newcastle, all the local sort of stuff. Nick Pope's been a top goalkeeper, played in Champions League, relegation fights at Burnley, just like James Trafford. And of course, John Ruddy, 37 years old. I mean, he's going to know every trick in the book as a bog standard, generic English goalkeeper, isn't he? So I wouldn't mind this signing at all, of course. He'd kind of take on a more coaching role than I would think actually playing football. Mark Gillespie, if it unfortunately came down to Mark playing, Mark would definitely play ahead of John Ruddy with him being 37-year-old. Although actually being a starter for Birmingham City last season, I don't want him touching the starting 11. There we have it, lads and lasses. That's all today's Newcastle United news. So as always, if you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know your thoughts on every single bit of news down below in the comments. And more specifically, would you sell Kieran Trippier for £6 to £8 million? And if you would, what price would you sell him for? There we have it, lads and lasses. I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.